Alright, Justin, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I technically finished Hyperdimension Neptunia 2, or Rebirth 2.
That's not a real game.
It is a real game. One of the endings, I had to kill all the other, I had to kill everybody. It was a sad ending.
Ain't that always the way sometimes?
This is how you get the bad ending. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Oh, it's really depressing. I have to kill, 10-year-olds as they're crying after I killed their sister. Ugh, that was depressing. Anyways, besides that, I was also playing Phantasy Star Online 2 for most of the week. It's a Japanese-only multiplayer RPG game there.
I think with that one, it's been online for a fair while, or is it a new update to it?
The game has been out for, at least 5 years or so in Japan. But, they keep having updates weekly and whatnot. They had, a big, EXP boost week and drop rate increase for, this week. So I figure, why not play it a bit? And this is all for, an upcoming, new story update coming later up in the game. Because they're up to episode 5 right now. And, they're starting episode 6 soon. This month, I guess. So, I've just been playing that.
Whether or not it will be one of the WoW killers, I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
No, it's not going to come out in North America or outside Japan. I can guarantee that.
Okay, Dave, what have you been playing?
Not a lot. I've been fairly busy this week taking care of some other particular things, so aside from the mobile game I keep track of, there hasn't been a lot. But, thankfully, over this week, I picked up Sekiro Shadow Dies twice, and it's gonna be super exciting! But I'll most likely die a couple of times.
Only a couple?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm being generous. I'll most likely die a lot.
Yeah, you're playing a From Software game, so expect a lot. And
it's a bit of
try
a given.
not to rage.
It's a bit of a given.
Yes. Okay, so, I bought Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition.
Awesome.
Neat.
I played that one already at some point.
I haven't played a ton of it, but it's quite fun.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's really dumb, and I love it.
I played that in co-op with my nephew.
Oh, nice.
Through it, so, yeah, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a really fun, it's like a 2D kind of action platformer, kind of.
Yeah,
with a bit of Metroidvania tossed into it as well.
Yeah. I guess there's technically puzzles in it, but nothing's too terribly challenging.
Mostly,
at least not as far as I am.
Mostly within a single room, sort of.
But as you do learn more skills, the complexity of the game does show.
Okay, cool.
There's certain combos and other things.
I also played a game called Tactical Mind, which is it's a puzzle game that's on the Switch. It's really well designed, and you can tell a lot of thought went into it. It's just not really for me. As much as I like puzzle games, it's kind of so you're playing on this board, and the object is you have to smash your opponent's crystal. But some of the way that the gameplay works just kind of doesn't click with me. But it's clearly something that if it did click with you, you would spend your life playing this game. Because it has all of the little things where oh, this would be super addictive. So that's all I've been playing this week. However, I did want to bring up something else. I'm sure most people know, but Google announced Stadia.
I am aware of that. It sounds like a horrible idea.
In my case, I don't think I caught the memo on that.
Okay, so Google Stadia is they're going to be launching it in 2019. It is effectively a game streaming service a la Netflix.
Okay.
You can play on any device that has access to the Chrome browser. So your smartphone, your laptop, your desktop, anything you can get the Chrome browser on, you can play on. It does not require specialized hardware. So you don't have to have a gaming quality PC to play PC games. Because it's just streaming over the internet. The only things we don't know, which are kind of important, are what kind of internet connection you need to make it work.
I think it was kind of specified you need 50 gigabyte download speeds or something.
Yeah, but nobody has that.
Exactly.
Aside from the couple supposed
If you're wanting to do like
sites.
4K gaming, you're not going to be able to really do that well.
So, they announced that you can do 4K 50, or 60 frames a second with HDR, which...
Yikes.
Very unlikely that most people are going to be able to do that. The other thing is, you also have to consider that if you look at like the Steam hardware survey, the vast majority of people do not have anything above a 1080p panel. Like 80% of people are on 1080p or lower. So if they can, realistically, if they can stream 1080p at 60 FPS, and it's a reasonable price, it sounds really freaking cool.
Sure. Although, I mean, there's a lot of concerns that I have for this. Like, for one, there's a lot of people that have limited bandwidth. I mean, ISPs don't really offer that much for, even with the prices people pay. People may not think of, paying that much more extra to have that, to keep running this, for one. I certainly wouldn't. And for two, it's just going to have more or less, like, probably similar games that you would find on Steam, which I'm like, okay, so I would just play the games I bought from Steam.
Yes. Okay, so you and me would do that, because we have gaming PCs.
Yeah.
But David doesn't.
True.
Right? So if he wanted to play a PC game, he doesn't have to invest in a brand new tower. And all of that stuff. You can just pay the, like, whatever it is. I'm assuming it's going to be a monthly fee like Netflix. Like, you pay the $20 a month and you can just play the game.
But again, in my sort of case thinking on this, it would be what exactly would be added on in most cases. Would it have the same sort of library that's typically sort of brought up with either Steam or most other gaming sites that are around?
So
or
we don't know
would it
exactly
more specifically specified to something more particular to gain a specific crowd.
Well, they haven't announced the full lineup, obviously, because they just announced the service.
Yeah, they just announced.
But they're getting
just
Doom Eternal is going to be on there. They've got the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, NBA 2K19. Like, there's quite a bit of like diversity in what they're offering. The other cool thing is the YouTube integration. So if you're watching like somebody do a Let's Play of, let's say, like, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that's on Stadia, you can just click a button and it'll take you right into the game. Which is really cool. Or if you want to play a game with your, like, a streamer, you can click a button and you, like, get into a queue, and then you can play with that person. That's kind of a cool feature, but it really depends on, like, pricing. Like, if it's $50 a month, nobody's going to take it. It has to be relatively cheap, and like Justin said, bandwidth is a major issue.
Yeah, because I don't exactly have, 10 terabytes of data per month.
Yeah. Like, most plans, at least in Canada where we are about a terabyte. And you go through that pretty freaking quick.
Yeah, you would go through that, like, well, not like that, but, I mean, if you play games 8 hours a day, you wouldn't be able, you would be done.
Even if you're just playing like a couple hours a day, you'd go through it pretty quick.
Exactly.
Like, it's something that requires you to basically have an unlimited data plan.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool. I think there's a lot of potential there, but there is also some like...
I mean, I can see this working in like 10 years, when bandwidth may not be a problem then.
The other issue is also, like, certain places in America, because, like, obviously...
Yeah.
Where, like, they're still on, like, barely above dial-up.
Yeah, I know. There's some places that are like that still, yeah.
Where they have, like, just terrible speed, so it's not viable.
I do have a friend that's kind of tech-savvy, but lives in a shitty place anyway.
Yeah. There's, like, a lot of, especially, like, rural areas, like, you just don't get good high-speed internet. Because it's not available. So Google Stadia could be really cool, could also really suck.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how the cards get dealt in the future and see how things play out.
Yes. All right, so until next week, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.